Let's move now to another city. Gauteng's acting MEC for Co-operative Affairs, Faith Mazibuko, has given the City of Tshwane 3 days to explain why it has not yet elected a mayor. The City Council has been plagued by a series of own goals recently, from political infighting to betrayal of coalition mandates. And yesterday's attempt to elect a new mayor was halted by the new COPE councillor's credentials being questioned. And now it seems like a motion of no confidence could be brewing against the recently elected speaker for adjourning yesterday's meeting. And I'm joined now by Dr Corne Mulder of the Freedom Front Plus party. They, of course, are part of the DA-led multi-party coalition in Tshwane. Doctor, thank you so much for your time. The speaker who adjourned yesterday's meeting, Lady Ndwanana, he's accused of having no basis for suspending yesterday's meeting. Are you going to be bringing a no-confidence motion against him?
Yes, definitely. He shouldn't be in that position at all. His decision yesterday was completely unlawful. It doesn't make sense whatsoever. And our concern is that, remember now, he represents a party with one seat in a council of 214. And he was elected with the support of the ANC and the EFF. He's got to dance to the tune of what he's being told. So the decision yesterday was done for one reason and one reason only, to prevent the multi-party coalition to elect a new mayor. We've got the numbers, we are ready to do so, and the ANC bloc is desperate to prevent that, and we can't have a speaker like that. The motion of no confidence, we've already sent a petition to the speaker, and in terms of the rules and the legislation involved, the majority of councillors signed that petition for a meeting to be called, a special meeting to be called tomorrow, to deal with the motion of no confidence to get rid of the speaker.
Okay, so the reason the speaker suspended what was meant to be the election process yesterday is because the new COPE councillor, replacing COPE's Marunwa Makwarela, who was elected mayor, and then it was found that his insolvency had not actually been rehabilitated. So the new COPE councillor is Justice Sefanyetso. It's now emerged that he may have 2 IDs, he may have a criminal record, which I suppose would impact on his ability to vote. So explain to me what the speaker did from your perspective, why it was problematic. Isn't this a good thing to do to make sure that this person can legitimately vote?
No, definitely not. The speaker, it's not within the judgment of the speaker to deal with that issue. First of all. Secondly, that one vote of COPE is irrelevant. It doesn't matter. COPE is not part of the coalition. COPE has become a completely irrelevant political party in any case. The fact of the matter is that what happened was the municipal manager declared a vacancy with regard to COPE because he was given a letter from COPE that indicated that they are recalling this individual. So the municipal manager already declared a vacancy. So from that moment on, COPE doesn't have a councillor. There's a vacancy now. It's up to COPE. It's got nothing to do with the council. COPE must now inform the Electoral Commission of who's going to be the new councillor. And once that process is completed, that person will be able to participate. But that was not the case yesterday. So there's no legal base for the speaker now suddenly to intervene and decide he wants to know what's going on. There's a vacancy declared by the municipal manager. The council should proceed and have an election. And it's not the first time that that has happened. Only last week there was vacancies declared, and there was no problem for the speaker then to try and proceed with the proceedings.
What do you make of this letter from Gauteng's acting MEC for Co-operative Affairs, from Faith Mazibuko, saying basically the city's got 3 days to give an explanation as to why there's no mayor? I mean, do you see that as the first step towards the provincial government stepping in and taking over the city?
I hope it's not the case. I want to give the MEC the benefit of the doubt. I would support that letter, because we would also like the speaker to reply in terms of why that election didn't take place. I would love to have a copy of that response. You see, the problem is this. One must look at the bigger picture at play at this stage. This is not about Tshwane. This is about the province of Gauteng. This is about the 2024 election. This is about the election on national level in 2024. The ANC is desperate to destabilize these coalitions because they know coalitions will be the instrument that will remove them from power. If you look at what's happened in the city of Tshwane, for example, if you go back to the election of November 2021, the 5 parties in this coalition have a clear majority. They are entitled to govern. But since the 28th of February, the ANC has done everything in its power to destabilize. And that included, we've got evidence in terms of councillors that are within the coalition who were enticed to vote with the ANC and the EFF. Those councillors have been removed from the coalition, but have been replaced by trustworthy people that honor and that whose word means something. And we are ready to continue. But one step after the other is taken by illegitimate people in trying to topple these things. And it's all about the bigger picture to try and send a message to South Africa and the electorate out there that coalitions don't work, because the ANC knows it will be coalitions that will remove them in Gauteng next year and on national level. That's what it's about.
But didn't the DA in part contribute to a bit of this mess by asking its members to, instead of putting a cross or a tick when they were voting for a speaker, they each got a number, which essentially betrayed the spirit of a secret ballot? I mean, that was a bit of an own goal, wasn't it?
It was unfortunate, and the DA accepts that it was unfortunate and not a good idea. The problem is, the whole idea of a secret ballot is in the law. The Structures Act prescribes that when you elect a mayor or a speaker, you need to take it and do that by secret ballot. And that was a very noble idea when that was put into the law. Why? So that people can vote in terms of their conscience, the best person for the job. And I think that's an excellent idea. But the problem now is this. The idea of a secret ballot has now become a cloak for corruption, for all kinds of shenanigans going on, and that's the problem now. So people should, and the whole question of a secret ballot, I think, should be revisited. I can understand that the electorate out there should have the right to a secret ballot and elect the people of their choice. But once they've elected their representatives, why should elected representatives vote in secret? For what reason on earth? They are supposed to be transparent. They are supposed to deliver to the electorate and be seen to do in terms of their mandates what they have promised the electorate. So if the party went into the election and said in their manifesto, we will not cooperate with the ANC, we will not bring the ANC into power, then it should not be to an individual representative to misuse the secret ballot to move against the mandate that the electorate gave them. So that was the reason, basically, why the DA did what they did.
I get it.
It was unfortunate. It was unfortunate, I agree.
Yeah, indeed. I just want to move back to what's going to happen next, because I think really the people of Tshwane are the ones who are suffering now. So tomorrow you're going to try and take action against the speaker. But when actually is a new mayor likely to be elected?
Let me try to bring you up to speed of where we are now. I've just come out of the meeting a minute ago. The reality is that the speaker is playing a game, and I guess I know where his instructions are coming from. We saw one Colleen Makubele in the gallery yesterday, which is absolutely shocking and disgusting. She's the speaker of Johannesburg. She was supposed to chair a meeting as speaker. She's got a sick note, but she pitches up in the gallery at Tshwane to try and direct things there. And the poor speaker even thanked her. So what is happening now is the following. We then petitioned in terms of Section 29 of the Municipal Structures Act the Speaker, and the law is very clear. If the majority of councillors sign that petition, he doesn't have a discretion. He must call and put that meeting on the table, and it should take place at the time and date requested by the petition. That was done. The Speaker now finds himself above the law. He ignores this. He gives notice of a meeting, special meeting, to elect a mayor 4 days hence for Tuesday, the 28th of March. That's illegal. It's not for him to decide. So the petition has been sent to him. He ignores that, so he's above the law. So the next step is now we will approach the municipal manager, because the Structures Act clearly states that if the speaker fails to do his job, then we can approach the municipal manager and ask him to sit in front of that meeting tomorrow morning so that we can proceed with the business of the day, basically. And we will inform the MEC as well. We want good cooperation with the MEC, and I don't want the MEC or the province to try and intervene or try to put the city under administration. But it's essential that we bring to their attention our frustration in terms of what's happening at the moment. So the next step is the municipal manager will receive a legal letter later tonight. We hope that he will play the role that is expected of him in terms of the law. If he does not do so, then we'll approach the court. We've got no alternative.
All right, thank you so much. Really do appreciate you chatting to us this evening. That was Dr Corne Mulder of the Freedom Front Plus. They, of course, are part of the DA-led multi-party coalition in Tshwane.